This is Black Woman 7 here, and today we'll be discussing our PFA Week 4 battle as we are facing Mike of the Vegas Aegislash. So this battle is basically a rain matchup. And pretty much a hard mode rain mode team, I guess you could call it that. So there were some like Pokemon that I prepared for this matchup, like this Mega Swampert, the Gardevoir, which for some reason didn't bring. And I was kind of surprised because I had like a Manaphy and Charizard, even Hippowdon sets built for them. But anyways, I'll just like get into the battle. Like, I think he also had like Malamar and the Kamala, but I didn't expect those two. So yeah. But for this game, like, I brought Scarf Crobat, which is pretty much. It's thanks to its natural speed and the fact that like it has a Scarf, I can outspeed like something like Ludicolo or like Thundurus of high, as well as Mega Pert, like in rain. So even Charge Scarf Thundurus, like of course like one benefit of this is that with my ability Infiltrator, I should be able to like smack them through like any mon with Substitute. So. That's something I felt that was very invaluable. So I do have Defog on the set because I do want Zapdos to have an in-power grass for Swampert, but he didn't bring it. But then again, he has Duck Trio, so Zapdos is pretty much straight attacks with Heat Wave, Grass, and Discharge. So good Roost with the Berry. Then we have Manaphy with his Hydration tank set with CM, Energy Ball, Rest, Scald. So I think that's it. CM, Rest, like Energy Ball and Scald. Yeah, there it is. And with some massive defense investment, so that way I could take a hit from Swampert like 2 times from my Earthquake. So I could easily sponge like a Waterfall. So he has to like, and I could just rest up the damage if in rain. So yeah. Then I have a specially defensive Char X, which is very interesting because it was there just to build. It was there mostly for the Thundurus. I brought as well as for like just doing major damage to his team. Like even with some specific investment, like Char X can take some like hits from like Politoed if boosted in rain, like a standard like defensive Politoed. So like I could just OHKO it with maybe not OHKO it, but like do some like at least 40% to like a bold, like some 100 HP fight with like Thunder Punch or something like that, which is still respectable damage, especially like, and I could like OHKO or like OHKO like Volcanion, like no Volcanion like with rocks up. So Flare Blitz is just there because it's just insanely strong no matter whatever like target except for Volcanion. So and Politoed, so like it knocks out Thundurus and Ludi if they don't have no bulk. So yeah. Then I have a CM Brizian, which is pretty much my favorite set. With Focus Blast, HP Rock, Giga Drain, and Calm Mind, with massive HP investment just to like make use of the CM boost to take and live some hits as well. So the only thing I will have to say is that like the coverage seems wonky at first, but like if I could get some CM boosts, I could just pretty much plow through his team. So with Verizon, I just have to be very careful with some stuff like Duck Trio with Aerial Ace and Thundurus with like Hidden Power Flying. And lastly, we have Hippowdon, which is our filler mon because, well, we needed something for like for the rain in general. So yeah, just to cancel it out, and I do need rocks. So yeah, so let's start the battle. For the lead, I decided that if he led Thundurus against, let's say, Hippowdon, I'm already in the bad spot, so I decided I might as well just leave with Char X, as he actually leads with Duck Trio, which I was kind of surprised. And I'm not so sure what to do here, because this Duck Trio could be Scarfed, or then Scarfed but banned, and just knock me out right now, right here and there. You could also go for rocks. The only thing I have to be worried about is the fact that like Char X is probably gonna take rocks damage if he does go for rocks later in the matchup, but I have to kind of mitigate it regardless, or just defog the hazards away. So I'm already in a tricky spot here. So here, but I can't risk Charizard X. So I kind of have to go to Hippowdon because like this is probably my best time to get Roxas up as well. So I go with Hippowdon, get up to Sand. He goes for Rocks here. He switches out, goes to Politoed, sets up his rain, and I go for my own Rocks. So I went for my own Rocks because yeah, like Rocks do hurt me, but so does he. Like he doesn't want to take Rocks damage from Volcanion and Thundurus. So for him, I think he got the better end of the stick. So yeah, and obviously I'm not staying in here, so I am gonna switch to blue, the Manaphy, and he goes for Scald. Gets some good chip damage if you ask me, but he gets a burn. I get able to use the hydration to recover that off. So yeah, here I go for the double switch, expecting something, and he goes for Encore, and I go for the Giga Drain, and apparently this Politoed has eject button. Now I've seen him use eject button like at least 2 or 3 times. Like I think the first time for sure in the first battle of the season. I didn't expect him to bring it again. So, but then again, he has Duck Trio. So, and I'm like, kind of like, oh great, he trapped me in. So, and Aerial Ace could knock me out depending on what item he has. So, at this point, there's not much really I could do. So I have to hope that 1, Giga Drain kills Duck Trio, and 2, that Duck Trio just doesn't kill me. So yeah, so like that way I could just weaken it. So with the Rocks, hopefully. He goes for Aerial Ace, it doesn't kill me, and I Giga Drain and I kill Duck Trio. So that's huge. Getting rid of Duck Trio is huge. He goes into Thundurus, so at this point I'm like, oh great. Thundurus could set up and just do some heavy damage to my entire team right now. And I'm hoping that he is some kind of Life Orb set, because that way I could like, he could get chipped down enough to where Crobat could just revenge kill him. So I'm also curious about the Thundurus set, because obviously he needs electric coverage with Manaphy and Zapdos, and then also something like flying, like Grass Knot for like Hippo, or like Focus Blast for, or something like that. So he doesn't have a Z move, so thankfully. He does have Z moves on Volcanion and Electro, so I have to be careful about that. So yeah. Here I decided to go for Hidden Power Rock as he reveals the Sludge Wave. So, and he also reveals the Life Orb. So yeah. Here I go into Forge, and I make a very ballsy play as I roost, because I know he could have just nasty plotted right there, and that could have been bad. So yeah. But I needed a roost just to recover myself. Here I decided to go for Thunder Punch, and I knock out the Politoed, which is huge. And he goes to Vito the Ludicolo, so... And I'm like, alright, what could I do? And there's not really any Pokemon that could take a hit from this thing, and I kind of want Char X for the endgame versus Thundurus. And I figured, okay, so what's the worst case he can do? Like, he can pretty much set up a sub, or like, set up maybe Rain Dance again, and kills me with Hippowdon, so my goal here is just to go into Hippowdon nonetheless, because I don't have any use for this guy. I mean, come on, like, this thing, even though the crit, the crit didn't matter, so he would have killed me nonetheless. But against something like a Grass Knot Thundurus, Electros, possibly Grass Knot, and the fact that I only have like, my only coverage move I have for those guys are like Rock Tomb, and I have Rock Tomb only because to lower their speeds. Just enough for like them to, they have to like switch out and like take rocks damage, and well, and also to slow them down for my other mons in general. So yeah, but point is he didn't go for Rain Dance or sub, so that helps me out. So it's also curious he's not Life Orb on Ludi, so I'm thinking already he might be some kind of like AB set or something, maybe some kind of bulky AB set or something, I don't know. So here I've kind of thought about this, and I honestly debated whether to go for Brave Bird or Cross Poison, and I decided, you know what, Cross Poison just gets the kill. Like within like, I think it has like it already does like over like, I think 90% with my spread, so he's within range. So, and with a crit chance, I'm already gonna guarantee this kill. So Also, I kind of want to preserve HP on Crobat, so that way he doesn't like take too much damage from sand and like the recoil. So yeah. Here I go for cross poison and I knock him out, so that's huge. And then he goes into Volcanion, so at this point I'm like, oh great, what's this? What can this thing do? Because Volcanion could be like his only. I think Volcanion right now is like, and Thundurus are like looking very threatening right now. So Electros I can handle with Char X as long as like I don't get weakened or paralyzed in some fashion, like Toxic, like status like Toxic or Thunder Wave. So yeah. Here I decided to switch out to blue because I know I'm not taking us like Steam Eruption, and I eat it up very nicely. So here I make a dumb misplay. I go for CM. He gets me, but that doesn't matter because that's a really dumb play. I should have just Energy Balled him down to where like Thunder Punch or Discharge would knock him out. So apparently, versus Zapdos. So I'm able to get in Zapdos here, and I do have enough speed outspeed this Volcanion. And I'm wondering whether this is Scarfed. And if even if he is Scarfed, he's gonna die. So because of the investment he needs. So and I will probably live. So and it'll probably activate, and the Steam Eruption will probably activate my berry. So yeah. So here I decide, you know what? I might as well just go for the Discharge. Like he has a very small chance to live. But then I also have the crit chance and the crit and the paralysis chance. So I decided, you know what, F it. I'm just going for Discharge. And I get a crit back, so crit for crit, I guess. So he goes to Chucky T. And I'm like, oh great, this Electros is, I don't know what this thing can do. This could think, and I'm like thinking to myself, wait, why did he brought this thing? And like, at this point I'm not so sure what to do. So I just go spam Heat Wave, blow some hot air, and he goes for a substitute for some reason, and I'm like, he reveals leftovers, and I'm like, oh great, this thing could be a problem. So he goes for Acid Spray, and I'm like, oh okay, this thing is a threat. I have to get rid of it now because I don't want him to like to get an Acid Spray on Char X, and then the game can be decided by some T Wave from Thundurus. So yeah. Or Acid Spray. Like at this point, the game is looking like it could be decided by like either a T Wave or Para with Prankster, or Thundurus getting lucky with like a Focus Blast crit or something like that. So at this point, I know Zapdos is going down to Thundurus, so I'm able to get rid of the Electros. And Thundurus takes 10%, so hopefully I'm able to like he doesn't have either one of those options. So here I go for Crobat because I outspeed him nonetheless. And he doesn't go for T-Wave, and he's within range, and I kill him. So, and that'll be good. And even if it did live, then like he would kill me, and he would die to recoil. So yeah, so that'll be a good game to Mike. So this game kind of went very hyper offensive. Like I think this game I think it was like the shortest game I've had like in a very long time. Just because like how both of our teams were built. Like my team is kind of like a counter reactionary. It was kind of like very reactionary to what he brought, to the potential rain that he could bring. So, and I didn't really have much. I didn't really prep much per se. It's just like I had a feeling that yeah, if I'm gonna go into this battle, I might as well just go into this battle, just see what I can do with this squad. So yeah, Zapdos and Crobat just doing the work. Both Zapdos and Crobat just like doing heavy work, especially late game. Rizian also getting rid of Dugtrio was huge because Dugtrio could have been a threat for the late game. So yeah, the only thing I'll say is that Dugtrio or Thundurus could have been a problem late game. I should have probably led better, like probably led with Hippo, but then again, I still stand by leading Char X because I felt that was like that was one of my better leads in general, just against most of his squad, especially even the Politoed. So I could have also, because I didn't want to get caught up by Thundurus, and Thundurus is a huge threat to my team, so yeah. Um, so, the only thing I would say is that a lot of mons, like, I think I definitely misused, like, Blue, or Manaphy this game. But I think Crobat and Zapdos, I had a feeling Crobat and Zapdos raising were going to be huge for me. And even Char X, especially if I keep it around late game without, because this team is very, very weak to Char X once the rain's gone, so. And obviously once I have like proper checks with two things like Swampert and Gardevoir, so yeah, so. So anyways, good game to Mike, and we now go 4-0 in the season, so. Next up, we're going to be battling another divisional rival, and this is going to be a very interesting one, so I think our like next 6 games are going to be very, very like interesting. I'm definitely going to like see how like those games go across, so yeah. I think I have to battle that team specifically, so and then later on I have to battle Abrupt. I don't know what's under week 6 or 7. And then Alec again. So Alec's been struggling, and there's that other team in the new division, so so I think our team did well, so despite the weird like hyper-offensive nature of the game, so yeah. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and take care.